Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time for my April Q&A, and I've got some questions right here that I've printed off. Thanks, by the way, for all the questions. I really appreciate it. If you want to leave another question for next month's Q&A, you can do that in the comments below. This first one comes from Dan. My question for next month, or it's really this month, is about the current state of cinema. I was wondering which side of the fence you were on in regards to remakes, reboots, and late sequels. I always prefer original stories to trying to reimagine old material, but every now and then I'm surprised with how much I like one of these films, like Blade Runner 2049. Just curious if you feel one way or the other, or if it's more of a case-by-case basis, where if the movie looks good, you'll watch it. I think it's more case by case. Definitely, if the movie looks really good, doesn't really matter if it's a sequel or not. I will say I do like Blade Runner 2049 as well, and I think I maybe even like it more than the original one, but I need to rewatch the original Blade Runner. And of course, there's so many cuts of this. This happens to be the final cut, if that's really even the final cut, right? But I really like Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was a great sequel, and I'm also a fan of, there's a couple of different sequels that I think are good, and one of them is Godfather 2, right? I'm a big fan of The Godfather, and so Godfather 2, I think, is really amazing. Now, I happen to prefer Godfather 1, but I think Godfather 2 is also very, very good. So this is a great question, and I really kind of take it case by case, as I mentioned, and am more interested in if the movie looks really good or not. And there's been some franchises that I think do it really well. Jaws is another franchise, I think, that did a pretty decent job with the Jaws 2. So anyway, this is a great question, and I'm pretty much open if the movie looks really good. Again, thanks to Dan for that question. From Outside Man, hey Dave, please tell me what are your top five favorite audio commentaries? And I've got a few of these here, and one of the things I wanted to mention is that I'm usually a fan of director commentaries, I think, or commentaries where there's maybe multiple people from the cast. I think it can definitely be more entertaining. This one is particularly good, from Night of the Living Dead. This happens to be a Criterion Collection release, Criterion Spy number 909. And this one has a commentary with the director, if I'm not mistaken here. Two audio commentaries from 1994 featuring George Romero. Now, George Romero is someone that I'm very interested in as a director, also the producer and one of the actors in the film. So I will say, in general, the Criterion Collection has amazing commentaries, and I don't always listen to them, but I'm a fan of commentaries in general, so that if I want to go back and revisit the film, I will do that. I pretty much will watch interviews. I think that's what I would really look at on any of the Criterion discs, but certainly some of the other discs as well. But I will say that some of the commentaries with film historians are also very good. This one happens to have a commentary by film historian Dana Poland for one of my favorite movies with Spencer Tracy, Bad Day at Black Rock. This is a great movie, and so if I like the movie, I'm going to be very interested in the commentary or what they have to say on the backstory of the film. And these next three, I think I came up with 5 here too, but again, there's so many that I could reference here. I'm a big fan of Paul Thomas Anderson, and so this movie, I know there's another release of this on Blu-ray, but this is the one I have, the deluxe edition that's a DVD for Hard 8. And this has a great commentary. I love listening to Paul Thomas Anderson talk about his work. And so, again, where I'm driven to these particular commentaries is going to be related to the director, perhaps, more than other cast members. And then I wanted to talk about a couple of these too. Halloween is one of my favorite movies, and this happens to be this is the 25th anniversary edition of Halloween. And this has a commentary with John Carpenter, of course, but also Deborah Hill, which is very entertaining. And I love this movie, and I really enjoy that commentary. But even more than that, I like this is the 35th anniversary, and this has a new commentary. This is on Blu-ray with John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I think this is one of the most entertaining commentaries I've heard in a while. We listened to it last year, and just really entertaining. Listen to the two of them exchange information and joke around. I mean, I think that's where I like it if whoever's doing the commentary has some, has some good personality or has some interesting facts to share. And certainly this movie, being one of my favorites, these commentaries are simply amazing. So this one I could highly recommend. This, again, John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis. Great question there. Okay, the next question comes from Kara. Great video, Dave. Thank you for answering my question. This is for last month. Have you ever watched a film that you thought closely resembled your life or your life at one point? And I've talked about this film before, but I'm going to bring it up again, and that's Neil Simon's The Goodbye Girl. I really love this film. I'm such a big fan of this movie. It's just a great romantic comedy, but I think the thing that relates to my life is that Richard Dreyfuss plays an actor in New York, and when I got out of college, I did spend some time in New York City looking for some acting work, and so those particular scenes and his personality just remind me of my life at that particular time. And I think, again, it's just such a great romantic comedy, and the way it portrays New York, and this was from 1977 as well, and also just the music and the fact that it's Neil Simon. This one closely resembles, well, it's not exactly my life the way I lived it when I was in New York City, but it definitely reminds me of my life when I was there, living in the city and just enjoying that time in my life. So great movie, and I love that question. It's a really good one. The next one is from Andreas. Hello, Dave. Hope all is well. My question is, do you like the Alien franchise? And if so, which of the Alien films is your favorite? Mine is Alien and Prometheus. Now, there's quite a few Alien films, but I do have this particular box set here. I have Prometheus also. But I'd have to say my favorites are, I just love the back of this as well. My favorites are Alien and Aliens. I really love the first one from 1979, Ridley Scott. I think it's just one of the great space movies of all time. And Aliens is really good too, just for the action and just because of, it has a different pace than the first movie. So yes, I love this franchise, and my two favorites would be Alien and Aliens, or Alien 2, I suppose. And the final question from my Ryland04. My question for next month: have you seen Short Term 12? It's a personal favorite of mine, and it would be great to hear your thoughts on it. I did look this movie up. I have not seen it, but I have added it to my list. I love suggestions and recommendations, so feel free, if you're watching this video, leave me a comment below. Let me know maybe what one of your favorite movies that you think I should see. I'm always looking for recommendations and suggestions, as well as questions too. So if you want to leave a question for next month, definitely leave it in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching this video too. I really love all the questions and comments. If you like this video, click on like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. That would be great. I sincerely hope everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.